Hello and welcome everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to do an index and match formulation. Now what we've got here is a table, and what we're going to be looking up is we're going to look up the state and we're going to return any one of these three columns. Now to understand the index and match formula, you first have to understand what the index formula does. Well, we're looking up a reference or a range. I'll just put ref for reference, so that's going to be the range that we're looking up. Now that's going to be this area just here. So we're going to look up, I might just make that a light color. We're going to look up that reference point, so anything in that particular range, and we're going to look up two things. We're going to look up a row and a column. Yeah. Now that is the syntax for an index formula. What's the range that we're looking in, and what's the row and column index that we're looking for? And you see down the side I've got the row index 1 to 10 and the column index 1 to 4. Okay, so anywhere in that point we can find data that relates to our state. And in the example over to the side here, we've got Texas as our example state. So you'll notice that there's two Texas. What index will do is it'll pick up, oh look, we've got a Houston, Texas, yeah? So it'll pick up the first instance, yeah? So what we want to do is we want to create a little index that looks up that range for the fourth row and whatever column we choose, yeah? So I might just make it simple and we'll do sort of, we'll look up, say, the second column, yeah? So what we can do is we can create an index, and the index is that size, yeah? So that's our range, comma, and then we're going to look up the fourth row, comma, the second column. So the fourth row in this area here, so rows first, and then column is second, yeah? So that should give us the number that I've got just here, or the 2099, yeah? Same, yeah? Now, what we want to do is we want to incorporate a match formula and make the row part of the index flexible, yeah? So our match formula works like this. It says, what's the reference? What are we looking up? Yeah, and then where's the lookup range? Yeah, where does it live? Yeah, and then we want an exact match, which is just 0. There are many different types of matches, but for this example, I'm just going to sort of focus on the match, the exact match, which is 0. Now, if it doesn't match, it throws up an error. Yeah, so what we can do is we can look up this area here, Texas, and then that will give us a row point. So all the match does is returns a numerical value. So in Texas's instance, it says 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the first, second, third, fourth instance, yeah? So I might just put that over here. So we'll try and return the same sort of thing. So we'll say equals index, and then we'll choose our range, yeah? D3 to G12. Comma. Now what we'll do is we'll incorporate this match formula. So we type MA and then tab. Now what are we looking up? Well, we're looking up Texas. That's our reference point, J3, comma, where are we looking it up? Well, we're looking it up in this range. So notice how we just choose that singular range, yeah? And then comma, as I said, it's just going to be an exact match, 0 for an exact match. Yeah, so we close our bracket, and that should give us the fourth instance. Now, if we want to get the numerical values in the second column, we have to type comma, and notice the column reference 2, comma 2. So we close our bracket for the index formula, and that should give us exactly the same number. Enter, hashtag kaboom, we get exactly the same number between those two because we have picked up the fourth instance of this particular range, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've told it that we want the second column. Now, what if we want to be able to put in any column through here, and we wanted to put in any term down there for our state? Well, we could take this formulation even further, and we could do an index, reference, comma, match, comma, match. We could match the row and the column reference points, yeah? So in here, we could just basically combine these two formulations, yeah? So in cell J7, we'll type IN tab, and then we want to grab the same sort of index, but we'll grab the large index around there, and we'll say, comma, now the fun begins. We go, okay, we know that the row is the first part of the equation, so we want to match. What do we want to match? We've got a lookup value is Texas. So we type in J3, we type a comma. Where does that live? What's the range for Texas? Well, it's just here. Yeah? We type a comma. It's an exact match, 0. Close our bracket. That finishes that match formula. Okay? Now, it's a comma, and we're just straight into the last part, which is the column reference. Yeah? Now, we have to be careful. We've started the range here. So in column D. So we're going to be looking at this range here in row 2 for the match. So we type match, open bracket. What are we matching? Well, we're going to match this guy here in that range there. So 2012 population. So we click in there, I7, comma. Where does that live? That's the question we're asking. It says lookup array. That's kind of difficult to get your head around. Where does that match live? Well, it lives here, and you make sure you start where the index formula started. So start in column D and go all the way across, and then we type a comma, exact match again, 0. Close our bracket for the match, boom, close our bracket for the index, and this number here, this 2160, should go smashing into the cell. Bang, boom, it pops in, and it pops in because the intersection between this cell here, and the column is exactly equal to that. If we want this number here popping in there, all we have to do is copy growth decline, Control C, and paste that in there. We want 61370 to go smashing into cell J7. Paste, boom, pops straight in there. Why does it do that? Let's have a look at the match formula. What column are we looking for? 1, 2, 3, 4. Match, FX button. Notice I've got my cursor right here. FX, we're looking for 4. Boom, 4. What column or what row are we looking for? We're looking for 4 as well. Now, if I was looking for, say, New York, so if I wanted this to be in 1, I just take this New York here and I paste it here, and the number is going to be 161564 because paste 161564 because this is the first instance in this row. So when I type into the match, go FX, it says 1. Boom, 1. That's how the index and match formula works. Just understand the index. It's what's a reference point, the row, then the column. And then you need to understand the match formula. It just returns a numerical reference to a row or a column position that you choose. Yeah? Have a practice with it. Yeah? Try and extend it further. But that is how an index and match formula works. Hope it's helped. Have a great day, everyone.